Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. So this reading, I asked what it was going to be about, and what I heard, finding yourself in the middle of being lost. So many of us are feeling lost in some way, shape, or form. And, it's just one of those things where we go through a lot, we get through a lot. And if we don't allow ourselves to begin unpacking some of these things that get packaged up, it gets very compacted, and it creates an amplified sense of confusion, an amplified sense of you being lost, you not knowing who you are. So this is about unpacking. Okay. We're going to be unpacking some of our traumas, I guess. I don't know. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I didn't plug this in. All right. Let's get started. How are you guys doing? It's been a crazy few days. I keep running late for everything. Oops. So we're just gonna, try our best to do everything that we need to do. I'm just gonna, turn all of this. I want to make sure that everything has the opportunity to be rolled around. All right. That's a lot. Okay. That. I'm going to look at this deck. All right. We're almost there. Okay. Almost there. All right. Here goes. Okay. Now we're getting started for real. Ooh, candles, magic. This is telling me that you're finally getting right side up, okay? All of that upside down feeling, that very confused, very chaotic, just a lot of different things that maybe we don't want to consider, a lot of different things that maybe we're allowing to affect the way we see ourselves, the way we function within our lives. That's being cleared away. It's almost like this visual of fog, this very, very foggy day. And now the sun is coming out and it's causing the fog to kind of dissipate. It's evaporating the fog, or whatever the word is. And so now you're starting to see very, very far down the road, right? You're able to better understand the path that you've been traveling. So sometimes, because a lot of people talk about we need to be grounded, we need to be grounded, we need to be grounded. Sometimes the issue is not necessarily needing to be grounded, but instead recognizing that you belong in the air. You deserve to soar. You deserve to fly and soar and allow yourself to rise to higher levels of understanding, higher levels of, I guess, field of vision. You know what I mean? You can see much further when you're at a higher vantage point. You can see so much further. Do you want to see so much further? Because if you don't want to see and you're supposed to see, you need to see, that might be the issue. That might literally be the issue. That lack of wanting to see what's happening for you. Oh my goodness, it is so hot. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I gotta open a window or something before I pass out. Hold on. All right. Okay. Here it is. Hold on. Let me shuffle everything. Like, just turning everything. Oh my gosh. I felt like I totally cheated because I could feel what the card was. And I pulled it in a weird way. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So now I okay, I gotta stop using this deck too. Initiation in reverse has a lot to do with the sense of you being pulled into something that maybe you don't want to be a part of. Maybe you shouldn't be a part of it. And you're just getting pulled into things because of, I don't know, your sense of obligation, your perception that, I don't know. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. It's almost like you got pulled into something and your discomfort with hurting people's feelings, disappointing people, is the very thing that's causing more issues. If you don't address this soon, it's gonna be a major issue. You're gonna get caught up in something that takes you further and further away from whatever it is you're supposed to be going towards, right? The further away you get, the further you're going to have to travel just to get back to your starting point. Do you want to know who you are, or are you content with feeling lost and not understanding your life? If you're content with that, that's fine. That's what you like. But if you don't like that, you're going to have to speak up. You're even within yourself. Okay? Even within yourself, you're going to have to try and really have a very honest conversation within yourself. Homeland foundation. Allow yourself to see where you're going. Where are you right now? Is inside you feeling like a foreign land? Is inside you feeling like you don't know yourself? In order to become the new version of you, the more authentic version of you, it's going to cost the old version of you, right? But if you're not willing to let go of that old version, how is there going to be room for new life, new experiences, new connections? There's not. There's not. And then you're going to feel stuck. And the more stuck you feel, the more lost you feel. If you already feel lost within yourself, why would you want to be stuck there? Why would you want to be stuck in that place where you feel lost, directionless, helpless, hopeless, all of that? I wouldn't want to be stuck there, right? Your passion is in reverse as well. Like the things that you need to be passionate about, it's just, it's so much heat coming out. I'm wondering if that heat that I'm feeling has more to do with burning up the distorted perceptions. I know I've asked this before. What do you really want? Do you know? What do you want out of your connections, out of your opportunities? What do you want? What is your goal? Is your goal to accomplish something? Is your goal to reach a certain level of what? Um, what's your goal? And for that goal, are you able to achieve this on your own? Or is your goal highly contingent on others participating and doing what you want? I mean, you know, is your goal to hide behind someone or something? Do you know what you need to do in your journey, but you're afraid to do it alone? You're afraid that you're not enough. You're afraid that you can't carry this on your own shoulders. And so you need someone else to help carry it. And so now that distorted perception of you need someone else to help carry this, it's the very thing that's keeping you very much tied, bound to the things that really don't need to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Can someone else grow you? I was just watching this video by Dr. Ramani, right? She's talking about bringing that proverbial horse to the water. You're not able to make it drink. What happens when you lead the horse to water? You have to let the horse decide what it's going to do with that water. Whether it's going to drink it up or not, it's the horse's decision. Are you the person leading the horse to the water, or are you the horse? Is it you leading yourself to a water that you don't want to drink? And the real question is this: why don't you want to drink the water? It's said that horses will not drink water that's toxic. Stagnant water, water that would make you sick, the horses won't drink that. So are you trying to lead yourself to a source of water that's actually polluted? And are you trying to force yourself to drink it down? What's actually going on that's causing you to think and feel that this is the only way to do it? This is the only way. It's never just the only way. You can do everything in so many different ways. There's never just one way to do something. And the only thing that limits you from finding other ways to do something is you. Your belief that there's only one way to do something. There's literally so many different ways to do something. So many different ways to do something. And whatever it is you want to do with that something, that's up to you. That is up to you. When you're finally tired of feeling lost, you'll then free yourself to begin finding yourself. You're within that chaos. The truth of who you are is within that chaos. And it's just a matter of you allowing yourself to really let go of the things that are keeping you preoccupied, the things that are distracting you from the growth that you're in. It's a cycle of growth that you're currently in. And when you begin to identify this growth with someone else, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, it's no one else's job to make you happy, right? I'm thinking about what Will Smith was saying, where he was like, it's not his job to make Jada happy, his wife happy, nor is it her job to make him happy. They have to find their own happiness, and And then they can share that happiness with each other. But unless they find their own happiness, then really they stand a very real chance of making the other person unhappy, having to deal with that, having to be around that. What if both are you? What if you're the one that wants to be happy, but then you're also the one that's so unhappy you can't allow yourself to be happy? And whenever other people are happy around you, you just can't stand it. Today is all about taking accountability for the ways in which you've lost yourself through this process of trying to find a version of you that doesn't exist. So many of us try to find this version of us that doesn't exist, and it's kind of like logic would tell you, like, why would I look for a version of me that doesn't exist? Like, how does that even work? Well, when you start listening to other people about who you should be, how you should live, who you should be with, when you should be, what you should do, where you know, all of these different things, you're creating a version of you that does not exist. It's not in alignment with the truth of who you are. That's why yesterday I had talked on the whole concept of like high vibe culture. We talked on high value people. Like all of that is legit a bullshit teaching. It's just bullshit propaganda that people spew because it sounds good. It fluffs your ego to, I mean, okay, if you're high value, how do you know you're high value? Because you're comparing yourself to other people. You see the logic there? It's high value in comparison to what? In comparison to what? And the really tricksy ones will say, like, in comparison to my old self. Well, who's your old self compared to who you are now? What's the difference? I'm more woke. How? How? How are you more woke? I'm more aware because I'm now higher vibe. According to who? According to unified field physics. That high vibe creates a lower oscillation rate, which then creates a more denser field. A higher level of density is a lower level of dimensional consciousness. But who's right? Who's wrong? These things can't quite be quantified by science. How do you quantify this? Like, how do you quantify the work you can't. You either experience it and know through that experience, or you don't and not know and make assumptions based on not knowing. So then who's right? The person that's right is a person that no longer participates in needing to be right, in needing to follow the status quo, in needing to create a version of yourself that's more socially appetizing, you know, because those versions of you that social media is trying to teach you that's what you need to be, that's your goal. Those are versions that are more easily consumed by those who are starving for connection. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want anyone starving for connection. I want someone who has gotten the opportunity to eat from their table, drink from their cup, have had their fill of their truth, and can sit with me, not starving, not thirsty, be an equal and just have symposium, or we can just talk about things and recognize how amazing it is to be in each other's presence. Where there's not a teacher, there's not a student, there are two equals sharing themselves and their thoughts in the hopes that in sharing, they can also receive from the other person. Finding yourself in the middle of being lost. That's what the ascension process is. That's what ascension mechanics is. Finding yourself in the middle of being lost, in the middle of losing the most prominent part of your identity in that moment. That's the part that needs to be lost when you're doing ascension-based things. If that's your goal, to ascend your circumstance, to transcend, you're going to have to lose a part of you that agreed to be a part of that experience. And that's a very unfortunate thing for people to experience, because oftentimes it will initiate a period of grieving. You have to grieve the loss of who you thought you were. Do you know how many versions of me I have lost? And every time I think, this is me now, a new version takes its place. Another version of me comes forward and is like, no, that was you. So one of my friends on Facebook, he posted something yesterday. I'll never be enough, and I'll probably never be. It's not my fault. My worth is something y'all could never see. So I commented my thoughts. So then the truth of the issue is not your lack of worth, but the lack of your environment's understanding of what greatness has been placed before them. Never devalue yourself to make the peasants more comfortable with their mediocrity. Just because your environment cannot value you in your most authentic state does not mean you lack value. It means you're in the wrong environment. I was once upon a time lost in an environment of people that I grew up with, right? These people that I grew up with, we all have the same goals. You have to finish college. After college, you have to get a good job. Once that's done, at some point, you need to be engaged, get married, have this $30,000 wedding. So that way you can invite everyone and show them how much you're now making at this job that you got because you spent $150,000 for that education. And now that you're fully in debt for the rest of your life, you also have to pop out 2 kids, buy a house in a specific area with a specific amount of square footage and rooms. You have to drive certain things. Don't forget, certain times of the year, you have to go to vacation, these specific places, and you have to document it via social media. And that was the goal for most people. Now, those are not bad goals. They're just not in alignment with the truth of who I am. And I felt very lost and very much lacking value in that environment. I don't do well as a Stepford soul. And so I felt like I was losing myself. And then I entered into environments that were spiritual because, yeah. And for a little bit, I felt like I belonged there. Like, these are finally my people. Oh my gosh, they're so nice to me. But then came the reality of the realization, oh, I'm a novelty. I'm still lost. I don't know who I am or where I belong, because if the spiritual people don't like me, where am I supposed to be? Because the regular people don't understand me. Oh, and also toss in, like, found my counterpart, or my counterpart found me. And it's this thing of like, oh, this is the one person who's supposed to be able to understand you and love you unconditionally and be your bestest friend ever, right? They're supposed to be your bestest friend ever, forever, ever. And no matter what you do, they'll never go away, right? And they'll be your BFF, right? And then after a few weeks, yeah, no, that didn't happen. I didn't have a BFF. I didn't have a BFF for life. And I felt lost even more because all of these societal norms that I was trying to fit myself in, it kept spitting me back out. And yes, societal norms, because there are spiritual societies. There are subcultures within cultures. I didn't even fit into the subcultures. And so I felt very lost within myself, within my journey. What am I here for? To find myself. And it was in the middle of being lost that I actually found the truth of who I am. It was in the middle of being once again rejected by the spiritual people who, light and love, right? Where I found the space in that absence, in the void that was left. I found a space where I could occupy and really take the time to fall in love with myself, where I could allow myself to finally begin just accepting who I am. Who am I? I can't define that, I can't define that because I'm forever evolving. I'm forever becoming a different person. And now it's this thing of like, sometimes I'll look back and I'll see versions of myself in my memory. And I think, oh my gosh, if I could just be like that again. And I enjoy that thought for a minute or two. And then I just laugh to myself like, girl, you're never going to be that again. You know what happened to you when you were that? You know what people did to you when you were that? You want to be that again? Why would you ever want to be that again? Because people liked me then. No, they didn't. They used you then. And you allowed them. That's why they were there. They're not missing from your journey now because you did something wrong. They're now absent because you finally establish and maintain those boundaries. You don't need to go back to being that. Keep moving forward. Keep being who you are. Keep being who you are, and who you are is forever evolving. You cannot find yourself, truly find yourself, so long as you continue to look for the parts of you, the version of you that fits into this nice little mold. It just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. If you think you need to fit into a mold, if that's your goal, like, oh, body goals, oh, relationship goals. We make goals of the results we see other people achieve after years of investing in themselves. All of that social media body goal BS, you know how many hours a day of commitment it takes to have that type of body? It takes a very long time. It takes a lot of commitment. These people who you idolize because of their fitness level, because like, oh my God, they're so fit and everyone loves them. Look at how many hundreds of thousands of followers they have. Okay, that's now their job. That's their focus. That's their job. That is all they do all day long. Everything related to fitness and health. Because if they don't do that, they're going to lose their audience. People will say, oh, I wanna be like Emmy. She's so like spiritual and energetic. First, I'm not spiritual. Okay. Secondly, it has taken me over 40 years to get to where I am right now. That is over 40 years of life trauma to accrete enough frequency to be anchored where I'm at. Much of my trauma, just one cycle of the type of traumas I lived through, I don't think most people would survive that. I found something last night. Hold on, let me find it. Michael asked me to save it, and now I understand why. Let's see. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, here. Here it is. If you're a trauma survivor, chances are you have a difficult time realizing how much you mean to people. Oh, this was not what I was looking for. Oh my God, but I think it applies. If you're a trauma survivor, chances are you have a difficult time realizing how much you mean to people. You live with the hard experiences that alter the way you see yourself, but others live on the outside of your experiences and see you as the irreplaceable gift that you are. I needed that reminder last night. Yeah. Let me find what I was actually looking for. Let's see. Ooh, wait. My son, one of my little ones, said this to me last night. Well, he said this in a conversation we were having. He says, "Can you fix trauma with more trauma? Can you fix trauma with more trauma?" And that's how you get stuck in these cycles of trauma, trauma, trauma. We create more trauma trying to fix the trauma that exists. And yeah, we might fix the trauma that exists, but now we have new trauma to address. I was like, oh my God, that's so profound. Yeah, he's a little guy. So this is what I was looking for. A survivor of complex trauma may not even know they're traumatized because there wasn't a single major event. It was their norm. This is my norm. It doesn't feel powerful. It doesn't feel centered. It doesn't feel profound. Like this is literally my norm. This is my normal. The way I exist is my normal. An entire lifetime of trauma culminating in this point where we're at right now, where I'm beginning, simply beginning to understand the parts of me that need a little more understanding. And sometimes in my process of better understanding myself, when I share the process, it helps other people better understand themselves. But, you know, I can't say that I've made profound progress in my attempt to understand myself. I've asked a specific question for so many years, and I was only allowed to see the answer during the 1221 portal. Why have I lived so many violent lives? So many violent lives. Why? Is it because I'm a bad person? Why is it? What is it? And then I realize it stems back to 0 AD. That moment of realization during the birth of a specific child, and however many years of living and growing and loving this child into adulthood, and then being a part of this adult's life all the way through to the end of their public life, having to watch society choose the most unreasonable, most violent option, and taking it in down to my core. And as I witness this play out, during that period, well, I guess I was pissed off. I guess I was pissed off, and I guess I had to punish humanity. And now, that realization, having gotten that answer, do I need to beat myself up further? Or do I need to just accept, like, okay, that was a trauma response? It was one hell of a trauma response, but we've identified it now. We can move forward. Let that sleep. Leave it alone. We don't have to keep tearing the wound open. We've already found the peace we were looking for. We don't necessarily have to keep digging through it. We can now collect what we were looking for and walk forward, holding on to it ever so gingerly. Ever so gingerly. Sometimes, and that's a very extreme case, sometimes the things that affect us right now, we think it's someone, our relationship, this or that, or work. And in reality, these are just triggers that are being used to take you back to this place within your childhood. This place that needs to be observed, a place within your childhood where you were so hurt. You felt so alone, so abandoned, to the point where you hid the truth of who you are. As part of your survival mechanism, you had to hide it. That's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing. Something that needs your acknowledgement. It's just a thing. We have to stop making these events, these experiences, all or nothings when we don't even really know what it's teaching us, how it's supposed to affect us. We don't know. I have a viewer who, I was telling her, I've just been randomly saying your name. I don't know what it's about. I hope I don't sound creepy. And it turns out that we have such a old history together. In that previous life, there was a history. And I was preparing myself to receive confirmation of that history. Did it have to be an all or nothing? Did I have to lose myself and stay lost? Or was it finally appropriate for me to retrieve that piece of me from that lifetime and allow myself, like really allow myself to move forward in the most gentle, most self-loving way possible? Sometimes we need to just allow ourselves to move forward. Sometimes we'll retrieve a piece of ourselves that maybe we didn't realize we were looking for. Maybe we already had some sort of preconceived notion of how things are supposed to play out and yada, yada, yada. And because it doesn't play out the way we planned, now we're lost. I don't know where I'm headed. I don't know what I'm doing. And maybe you as a human being needs to stop knowing so you as the soul can begin implementing what was always supposed to be. I'm learning to trust my soul more than my human mind. My soul knows so much, and my human mind tries to make so much sense of what my soul is attempting to communicate. And I oftentimes am unable to make sense of it for a very long time. I have myself running in circles just because. Because what if it means this, but what if it means that? But what if, oh, that one and this one, and what about that and that and that and that and that and that, you know? What if I just calm the F down? How about that? Calm the F down, let life unfold. Everything that you need to know will be presented to you when you develop enough emotional, mental, energetic, spiritual maturity to be able to process it. Yeah. The human mind, even in its adulthood, very much is still that 16-year-old who thinks they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. They know everything. They know everything. Uh-huh. They know everything. Do you remember being 16 years old? Do you have a child that's 16 years old? Try and think back to what that was like. 16, no one knew nothing. I knew everything, you know? Yeah. The more traditional your views, the less you know. When I was 16, right? And like, you just don't know anything. And the more that I've grown, the more mature that I've become emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, the more I realize I really don't know much. I don't know much. I need to just roll with this. I need to roll with this before I mess myself up. You know what I mean? This song is such a profound truth type song. Let me let me prepare myself to share it with you. It goes like this. Jiggity check yourself before you wreck yourself. Big don't knows in your mouth are bad for your health. You know, we talk about so many things that we don't know, thinking that we know it because, you know, we saw it online, someone talked about it, we saw it in someone's video, they were very convincing. So now we know, no, you don't understand what I'm saying, despite the fact that you heard me, that I wrote this and you read that and you are literate, you know, but you don't know. No, you know, that's not what I meant. But that's what you wrote. That's what you said. Chiggity check yourself before you wreck yourself. Know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just saying that was a really good song. Big don't knows in your mouth is bad for your health. And then you get all stressed out when someone who actually understands the subject matter shares with you something that contradicts this understanding that you thought you had on something that clearly you didn't understand. Right? Like, I'm not here for that energy. I'm not blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't understand me. Honey, we all know how to read here. I'm sorry. I'm a proficient reader, both literacy and Claire's. Yeah, you know? And this comes from a place of me learning based on my own like stupid behaviors. It's stupid to act that way. I hate to be so honest. No, I like being honest. It's really stupid to act that way. I used to act that way. I used to exist in a way where I really thought and really felt like people just don't know. Like the way people behave because they're truthers, right? Truth seekers, right? And then just calling people sheeple, right? That's so early 2000s. Stop. No one wanted to hear me then either. Just like I don't want to hear you now. You know, when you have to tear people down to prove your point, you've lost yourself. You've lost yourself. There is this man, I gotta find him. He is on TikTok. I gotta find him because y'all need to hear, you guys need to know what his, you guys need to know what his profile is. I gotta find it. It's this man. He talks about phenotypes and stuff. I believe I decided to start following him. I love all his videos. He speaks in such a concise manner with a lack of attempt or desire to degrade you and your beliefs in any way, shape, or form. He's very matter of fact in the presentation of the knowledge that he has. Where is he? Where is he? Many say that I'm too young. I gotta show it to you. Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm committed at this point. I'm committed. I am super committed to finding this guy. I'm just committed. Committed. Ooh. You want to run with the big boys. Let me stop. That's not what I'm looking for. Where is it? Where are you, sir? Your information is amazing. It's amazing information. I might not be able to find it. I can't remember what the last video looked like. I can't remember the look of the girl who was in the video. I think I scrolled too far. Okay. Let me see. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I don't know where it is. Gosh, tootin' darn it. Gosh, tootin' darn it. Oh, wait. It was a girl. It was okay. I think I know now. Hold on. It was a girl who is Parite. She's a pretty girl. And she's talking about being from a specific region. I don't know. I'm giving up. Yeah, I think I just give up. Okay, this is we're almost there. Oh my god, I give up. I give up. I'm not gonna find. Oh wait, no, that's not her. I can't find it. I was looking under the liked videos. I was looking under my liked videos. I don't know if maybe I didn't like him. Oh, you know what? I'll look under because I'm not subscribed to very many people. You guys gotta know this stuff. Hold on. Okay, so I'm following. Paharikawa. Paharikawa. Yes. This guy. He's only 24. Okay, go on with your educated self. Okay. He's just ridiculously intelligent. Paharikawa is his name. Paharikawa. That is his name. And the way he communicates is amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing. His level of intelligence is so ridiculously impressive. And the most impressive thing about the symposium he holds is that at no point do you ever get the sense that he is in some way, shape, or form, whether thinly veiled or not, that he's being condescending. He's not telling you necessarily that you're wrong. He's informing you that information exists that contradicts what you believe, because what you believe was harvested from improperly acquired information from social media. Okay. So the balance needs to be reestablished. There's a lack of balance, you know? There's a lack of balance, and if there's a lack of balance, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a very hard time with yourself, your life, your journey, all of that. You're trying to hide away within yourself and you just can't. Incubation in reverse. Nor can you force yourself to become extroverted in an environment where you don't feel safe, you don't feel accepted, you don't feel heard. And it goes back to what my friend Manuel was talking about, where he says, let me find it again. I'll never be enough and I'll probably never be. It's not my fault. My worth is something y'all could never see. It's like, you're in the wrong environment, baby boo. He's my bear cub. He calls me Mama Bear. I'm like, bear cub, who's messing with you? Who's making you feel less than what you actually are? Profound, ridiculously intelligent. Ridiculously intelligent. And it's just one of those things, you know. I should actually bring him live sometime. I've known him for quite a few years and I've never spoken to him. A few messages here and there, but he carries a lot of gravity, for me at least. He carries a lot of gravity because I can sense how ridiculously profound his thoughts are, how intelligent he actually is. But his environment doesn't allow him to be that way. It just doesn't. It's not acceptable, you know? So maybe I can convince him to come live with me sometime. Responsibility. Taking responsibility for who you've become after believing all of these things that people are telling you that you are. Regardless of who or what people tell me I am, I'm not. I'm not just that. I'm not just that. Whatever you think of me, I promise you, you've only ever seen just a fractal of me. And if I allow myself to believe you, I'm lying to myself. I'm confusing myself. And I'm losing quite a few different components of me that could potentially help me overcome that confusion, that sense of being lost. Have you done shadow work for yourself yet? Because unless you've done shadow work, do you even know what parts of you are the most powerful? Because the most powerful parts of you are oftentimes hidden in the shadows. What is your shadow self? Your demonic half? No, that's a lie. That's a flat out, bold face lie. So then what's in your shadow? All the parts of you that society said you don't have permission to be. You know how powerful those parts are? What was hidden in my shadow was my intelligence, my articulate nature. And I still haven't even allowed considerable portions of my ability to articulate thoughts to be experienced or witnessed by other people, because I still feel extremely self-conscious about speaking in my normal, natural vernacular, because it's so archaic that oftentimes people are like, what are you talking about? You're not making any sense. Sometimes when you read the things that I write, if I haven't gone ahead and gone back and edited it, read it over and edited it, you'll see that I oftentimes will switch the order of the sentence. Speak like Yoda sometimes. That's a very archaic form of speaking, of writing. So many parts of you have existed before this life. Oftentimes, those parts that are allowed to follow you into this life make you so much more powerful in this life, and therefore, you don't have permission that has to be hidden away in your shadow. Maybe you feel lost because you keep refusing to allow yourself the permission to go into the parts of you where the components you're seeking have been stored. Maybe it has more to do with that than actually being lost. How do you know you're lost if you don't know where you're headed? Do you know where you're headed? Because we asked at the beginning of this, what's your goal? What's your goal? Well, I don't know. Then how do you know you're lost? Who gave you the timeline that you felt you have to work within? Well, no one. Okay, how do you know you're behind? How do you know? You don't know. You're basing your condemnation of self on things that really might be irrelevant to you in your path. It might be irrelevant. So then, if it's irrelevant, why are you making such a big deal about it? Why is it such a huge deal? And people can't witness you in your most authentic state until you master that. For a long time, I felt like I could not let people know the things that I do because I had to learn every single other modality and become a master level in all of those modalities. Because what if someone comes onto the live stream and they're a master in it and they ask me a question that I can't answer? You know how I overcame that? Do you know how I overcame that? I learned to tell myself, you answer that by saying, I don't know. I don't know. You're going to punish me for not knowing? Okay. I still don't know the answer. Am I here to exist knowing everything? I mean, we all have smartphones at this point. Go look on your phone. There you go. Now I'm free from that self-imposed obligation to be your personal assistant and look for all of this information on your behalf. And that was the thing. What if I can't provide you what you want or need in that moment? Whether you actually need it is irrelevant. So long as you think you need it, I need to be able to provide it for you. Why? Why? Why do I need to? Why can't you provide it for yourself? There's no reason. When we begin to allow ourselves to exist in a way where we give ourselves permission to just be a person without having to play a role for someone else. If they really want to know the intricacies of um, one of the things, I don't know, I had this weird quirk of like, I can't ever allow myself to acknowledge that I lived during the time of Yeshua because what if someone asks me to say something in Aramaic? Like, bitch, I was trying to teach myself an extinct language. I literally was trying so hard to teach myself not just conversational Aramaic, but the intricacies of writing in Aramaic. Girl, why do you need that? To prove what? And I lost myself in that. I lost myself in that need to be something that I'm not. Obviously, I don't speak Aramaic in this lifetime. Most people have never even heard the term Aramaic. Most people haven't. So why am I afraid that some sort of um, etymologist or linguistic genius is going to suddenly appear and grill me? Yeah, no. We oftentimes make things so much harder for ourselves because we get caught up and lost in this desire to prove something to other people. You either believe that I was or you don't, and that's just that. It is really no biggie. Do I need you to believe something that I feel so strongly and have memories of living through? No. That's fine. You don't need to believe it. It sounds crazy, I know. Like this whole thing of, I know for a fact right before this lifetime I died in Pearl Harbor. How do I know this? Because I got a reading? No, because I remember. I thought they were dreams. How did I confirm that it was Pearl Harbor? Well, because one day my then 2 or 3-year-old told me. And then I had to look it up. And I was like, is that why I'm so deathly afraid of whale song? Not just any whale, specifically humpback. And I had to look that up. During the period that Pearl Harbor occurred, humpback whales were giving birth and caring for their newly born calves within that bay. They were there. When you know things and then you go ahead and you look for the information to confirm it, okay, that's probably a part of your history. That's probably a part of your history. I remember there were 2 other lives, much older. And I was like, I wanted to prove myself wrong. And so I got their names. I looked up when they were born and when they died, how they died, the region they were in, this and that. And I came across 2 of my lives where I was like, yep, see, I'm full of shit. Look, can't be born and died same effing time. Oh, but here's the thing. If those historical records are accurate, within months of me dying in that life, I was reborn into another one. Yeah. Oops. I actually ended up proving that, okay, there's a greater likelihood that this is accurate, that my recollection is accurate. Sometimes you have to lose yourself in that process in order to actually find yourself. And it might be a version of you in a location that you did not think you existed in. That goes for things in this lifetime where you think you'll find yourself at the top of some sort of corporate ladder, and instead you find yourself unemployed and now you're lost and this and that. But hey, are you lost or are you trying to be something that you're not supposed to be? And your life itself is the very thing that's like, no, we cannot allow that. Do you know how many times I tried to finish my college credits so that I can matriculate and apply for medical school? I'm not supposed to be a doctor, at least not an allopathic one. I'm not supposed to be a doctor. I'm supposed to be medically inclined to the utmost degree, but I'm not meant to participate in the medical complex. I'm not meant to be an allopathic doctor. I'm not even meant to be a naturopathic doctor. My diagnostic abilities are profound, yes. But am I supposed to be able to diagnose and write prescriptions? No. I have other things I'm supposed to do. But those skills needed to be highly developed because they tie into the truth of what I'm supposed to do. Could you imagine if I forced myself, if I allowed myself to shame myself to the degree that I forced myself to finish medical school? You'd never hear me talk about any of this. You cannot in any way, shape, or form talk about any of the things that I talk about so openly and freely and expect to continue to maintain a professional license in any field. For a period, I wanted to be a lawyer too. I said too much already, so I can't be a lawyer because I sound crazy. I can't be anything that's professional because it sounds crazy. But here's the thing. So then what are we supposed to do, Emmy? What are we supposed to do? Allow your life to bloom. Allow your life to unfold. The very thing that I avoided the most is the very thing that ended up being my actual purpose. I have 0 certificates. I have 0 accreditations for the work that I do right now. Well, then you're not in authority. According to whom? Who's above me in the field that I'm pioneering? Tell me. Who is above me in the field that I'm pioneering? Hmm? Ashiana. Ashiana. Um, Last I checked, she's not doing the work that I do. She talks about information from the CDT plates, but she doesn't do the work that I do. How do I know this? Because her followers decided to attack me. Yeah. They decided to look through my entire catalog of services that I provide, services that I offer the general public, because there were some terms that tie back to the words that she uses, which is part of the freedom teachings, meaning she owns no copyright for that. Okay. Right. They said that I was, if I get this right, stealing her work. Tell me how I did the work that I do then. Cite the pages and the passages within her published work that do what I offer. They couldn't. Because I didn't get my work from her. I came across her work when I told Michael, I'm not doing any more of this unless you can tell me, show me, prove to me the validity of what I'm doing. That I'm not just hurting people without realizing that I'm actually hurting people. I need confirmation the work I'm doing is not demonic. Wouldn't you know? He gave me her manuals. And I read them and I understood everything. I understood everything. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say, but I didn't have the words. I didn't have the terms. This is what I was trying to explain. This is what I'm doing. These are the pathways that I'm using. I'm repatterning the standing scalar waves that make up the morphogenetic templates. The very anchor point that gives you this individuated sense of identity. But just because she has the words to explain it does not mean she has the understanding of the processes that I use to do the work that I do. And that's the thing. What are you here for? Are you here to simply take the place of someone else? To be the next this, the next that? Or are you here to be you and the highest expression of yourself and your purpose? And some people would be like, oh, so you're like a demonologist. I guess, if you say so. I'm very familiar with demonic things. Yeah. So are you demonologist? No. The more accurate term would be exorcist. Yeah. Oh my God. So you're an exorcist? If you say so. So you like use crucifixes and like Holy water? No. I use hydroplasma. Nothing holier than liquid light. I couldn't learn that in a convent. There is no way. I would have not been ever allowed to cultivate the gifts that I have. But that's the thing. How am I going to know how demonic anchorings in your body are going to affect you unless I'm highly medically inclined? And how am I going to know how to remove that unless I'm also highly theologically inclined, highly familiar with demonology? So then comes this thing of, oh, I guess I wasn't just floating around life and taking up these hobbies that I don't do anything with. Even photography. I mean, come on. How does photography fit in? What are you talking about, Emmy? What are photographs? What are digital photographs? What are traditional photographs? Configured light. They're architectures of light. If you can understand the nuances of opposing polarities on a singular plane of existence, you now have understand how to configure that light. Everything that I've done, no matter how separated all these interests have appeared to be for my life, they all added to the same thing. The culmination of the things I'm supposed to be doing. Yes. Yes. Many people don't know this. I don't know if they have this information online, but people talk about the Akashic records. You don't just have one. You have a collective one, or all of us, and then you have your personal Akashic. Yeah. The collective Akashic is like the congressional hall of whatever, that congressional library. Your Akashic is your personal library at home. I don't know if people know this. You have information that you have been harvesting through so many different lifetimes to prepare you for the next lifetime and the next lifetime and the next lifetime, until you get to a point where you realize all of your lifetimes are to prepare you for this grand purpose that you're to serve in this lifetime. This is the lifetime where we have the ability to completely clear that karmic ledger board. This is the lifetime. Why do you think we have karmic connections with pretty much everyone in our life at this point? This is a lifetime where you can clear that out. This is the lifetime. Everyone who is willing to has been authorized to do this before this life is done. If you're willing to, though. If you are willing to. If you're not willing to, that's perfectly fine. Carry it forward into the next cycle. That's going to be several thousands of years you're going to be carrying this with you. That's up to you. Don't bother me none. See, our karmic load, if you have a karmic connection with me, it's split between us. If you want to keep carrying yours, you go right ahead. I'm not going to carry it. I'm not going to carry it. You don't get to force me to carry it just because you don't want to put yours down. Because you don't want to put yours down, I have to carry mine. No, that's not how it works. You can carry yours. I'm not going to carry mine anymore. I'm going to process it and then I'm going to let it go. And this is a lifetime you can do this. You're not actually lost. You only perceive yourself to be. And the only reason you perceive yourself to be lost is because you have not allowed yourself to notice all the writing on the walls. Sometimes I'll wander through the store like confused and lost. Most people don't experience that because you probably keep going to the same store for multiple years. You know where everything is. We move frequently. At least yearly, we move. And every time we occupy a region for any length of time, oh my God, my husband cannot just take me to the same mother freaking store every single time. He has to keep changing up so I don't even know what store I'm in, the layout of the store. I never know. I never know. So every time I have to walk around aimlessly, trying to figure out where the hell I'm at, which store this is, so that I could maybe get some idea of which direction to head. And by that point, I mean, I have raging ADHD. I don't even know why I went to the store. I don't know. Why are we even, what are we getting? I'll just go to the moisturizer section. That's how it goes. I'll go to the moisturizer section and I'll start looking at moisturizers. Or I'll go to the arts and crafts section and I'll start looking at paint. I don't know what I'm there for. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and preoccupy myself. And that's kind of how most people function within their journey. You forgot what you came here for. Most people do. And because you forgot, now you're kind of just wandering around, entertaining yourself. Are you done entertaining yourself? Are you ready to actually get the job done? Do what you need to do in this life, get it done, and then you can enjoy the rest of your life, right? No, I'm saying, I mean, I don't put it on because I don't want to like open random lotions because I don't want to buy them all. But I'm just saying, I'll go and I'll check the freaking moisturizers. And my husband is always like, where have you been? Because my phone is always on silent and I don't hear it ringing. What? Act like you know me. I don't know where I've been. Look for me in the shampoos and moisturizers. Awakening in reverse. Are you awakening or are you awakening the parts of you that other people are trying to identify as you? People get so like committed to this concept of, oh, this was when I woke up. Macro to micro, stair step creation, macro to micro. What that means is we take this bigger thing and we break it up into smaller components that are exact replicas of the bigger thing. Have you ever seen this image that's called the Eye of God? It's like a nebula exploding or something like that. It legit looks like an eye, right? Not just an eyeball, but the actual shape of an almond shaped eye. It's gorgeous. So macro to micro, right? Sometimes they've made these comparisons that when you open a walnut, it literally looks like the two lobes of your brain. And walnuts are supposed to be really healthy for brain function, to support brain function. Macro to micro, macro to micro. Well, here's the thing. You're woke. Macro to micro, spiritual to human, you wake up every day. My bad. Yeah. Um, you don't just wake up one day. You wake up every day and then you go and live your day. And depending on how tired you get, how exhausted you are from how much you've expended that day, you go to sleep again. And then your body repairs itself. Your brain defrags the thoughts, stores most of it in the subconscious, and then you wake up the next day. The concept of being woke is stupidity, is bullshit. It's another way to identify yourself as better, more advanced than someone else. But here's the actual kick you in the teeth and knock out your chompers kicker. The people who are the most evolved don't talk about it. They live in a state of internal peace and stillness, and they observe the world as it unfolds before them. And in that witnessing of the unfoldment of the projection of their consciousness, that projection, which is then a reflection, they then learn a further nuanced expression of what they just learned, which then leads to an even more nuanced expression, an elevation, ripening, and deepening of what is being learned. They're too busy learning to tell you how much they've learned. Why are they too busy learning? Are they gatekeeping information? No, they're not gatekeeping information. They're efficiently using their very limited time here on Earth. Michael says to tell you guys. Before, for a very long time, I used to read nonstop. Before, I've always had either like a queen size or a California king size bed. And I would have tons of stacks of books on the bed with me, on the floor, underneath the bed, under my pillows, in the closet, like just literally everywhere. And I would consistently be reading something. That was during a period where I was just hell-bent on being normal. But even in my attempt to be normal, I have a voracious appetite for acquiring knowledge. I was not reading fictional works. If I read a fictional work, it's because it's very, very heartily serving a lot of non-fictional information as well. What was my book of preference? Manuals. Manuals. Medical manuals, especially. And because my mother was a NICU nurse, I love manuals on high-risk neonates. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. That's just like, yes. High-risk neonates. Ugh, yes. I don't read books anymore. It's very rare. Why? It's not that I stopped reading. It's that now I've lost my fear. And rather than reading physical books, I find myself lost in my personal akasha, reading the manuals that I wrote through many, many lifetimes. It's a very beautiful feeling to get to this point where I can recognize I've transcended the limitations that I once imposed upon myself, these very limitations that made me feel very lost. I'm not lost anymore. I'm just freely traveling through my life. I could fit in a toddler bed. I could. But I needed a huge bed like that to fit all my books. Because I had a lot of them. I had a lot of them. Yes. That's what I needed the bed for. A lot of books. Ooh, Lady Goddess Feminine. Step into that role that you're supposed to fill for yourself. Be the epitome of what you were created to be. Don't let anyone else decide what that is. Don't let anyone else tell you what timeline, what time frame you have to operate within. Don't let anyone tell you any of that. Okay? Just don't. Determine all of that for yourself. Dictate to yourself the answers to those questions. How does one access their personal records? I really, I hesitate to give that type of information out because many times in the past, when I've given information that pertains to energetic processes and etheric information, people have fucked it up. Just bottom line, they fucked it up. They've done stupid shit with it, and now I just don't share that. It would have to be something where I teach it in a workshop or you're part of my membership, and that's how we do it. I believe I've already taught a lesson in my membership where I teach my class how to do that, but I no longer share information like that on public live streams. Yeah, unfortunately. And no, it's not me just trying to make sure no one knows, because people fuck it up. You know, they do stupid shit. They take information that's meant for them. And I don't think it's you that would do this, Phil. But they take this information that's meant just for them to try and work on themselves, and they try and do it to other people. And then they fuck that up. So yeah, no. I can't trust people like that anymore. It's very unfortunate. It's really very unfortunate. But I do teach a ton of stuff in my membership. That one, hell yeah, we go nitty gritty. I teach hella shit in there. Like things that you wouldn't even realize you wanted to know or needed to know. And people are like, what the frick? Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't have a problem sharing it, but now I have to be more responsible in what I share. So, Autumn, okay, maybe this has to do with you or someone who had been watching you since Autumn, and they're finally, I want to say, finally starting to understand certain things, you know, finally starting to understand the whys and maybe the hows of things that they question, ways in which the two of you are connected. I mean, it's hard to say. That's the sense that I get, though. That's definitely the sense that I get. They're still watching you. For those that this resonates with, they're literally still watching you. Okay. And it's the masculine. See, the masculine's been watching the feminine since autumn. Yeah. Guidance. Allow yourself to guide yourself. Allow yourself to retrieve whatever the information your soul is giving you, and guide yourself out of these places where you feel so unsure about who you are. I know it's kind of creepy, right? It's kind of sort of creepy. It's kind of sort of creepy. Kind of sorta. Kind of sorta. Excuse me. This was in reverse. Secret. Secret in reverse. Caught it. Oh, it's in reverse again. My hair. Oh my God. So it's no longer a secret. Sorry, I snitched on them. It's not like they were exactly hiding it. It's so obvious. It's obvious. When I look at, I don't know if it's like your guys' energy, the collective energy, it just feels obvious. All right. Michael's like, what are you doing? I'm checking the cards. I'm checking the cards. What? I am checking the cards because I was trying to make sure that certain cards don't come up. What? It's not cheating. Who am I cheating? Who am I cheating? He says I lack honor this morning. You lack honor this morning. Well, Michaela, you just gotta let it go. Okay. You just gotta let it go. Release a dark wound, let love live. Really, sorry. Let go of whatever toxicity you're holding on to. There's no need to allow yourself to get to this point where, you don't know who you are anymore, and yada, 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 and blah, 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 mama, wah, wah, wah. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't make me sing out of tune. Let it go. Michael's pissed. He really said, what are you doing? I'm looking at the cards to make sure they're not shit. He goes, why are you shuffling again? Because I'm not down for whatever fucking shit you're trying to put in the cards. I'm just saying, I'm gonna fuck up his whole flow, He goes, the cards have already been selected. Yeah, but it's not going to be the story you want me to tell. It's going to be whatever the hell the cards tell. You see how that works? Free will, baby. All right, so. Anywho. Oh, sucking now. Card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Synchronicity. Synchronicity. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Okay, there's a rhythm to your life. There's a rhythm to your existence. It goes beyond logic. It goes beyond time. This beat, and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. And the beat goes on. And the beat goes on. Okay, so. Oh, shooky, clap, thank you. Why is it all wet?
Rain. There's rain. You want me to say it one more time?
Leave me be, sir.
Because what?
I don't know. Bada boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Ooh, nothing like acid rain to go with latte. Good thing I controlled my attitude, because I was about to text him like a few minutes ago. Like, bruh, I asked you for coffee a while ago. Good thing I controlled my attitude. Because then he would have been like, you can get your own damn coffee. And then I would have had to been like, fine, I'll get my own damn coffee. But instead of getting my own damn coffee, I'd go back to bed and cry. Okay? Okay, that's what would have happened. It's fine. I controlled my attitude. It worked. It worked. My husband's so good to me, it's ridiculous. If I was married to me, I'd totally, like, accidentally on purpose shove myself down the stairs. Accidentally on purpose. I would. Just like really, because I'm like super flexible. I would totally, like, bring my foot all the way back like this, and then like that down the stairs. Oh, did I do that? I'm sorry. You okay? You're not answering? Oh, too bad. Darn. Darn. Yeah. No, I have no impulse control and I have no chill. He tells me all the time. Harry Potter and 4 others requested help in community. Harry Potter messaged me for help. It's in the wrist, Harry. It's in the wrist. Stretch it out a little bit, you know. It's in the snap of the wrist. In the snap of the wrist. I think it's time to end this live stream. My bullshit's rising to the surface. I better just finish the cards. I was going to stick the cards back in the deck. Michael goes, no. Finish the reading. Okay, I'll finish the reading. Card number 24, new birth guarded vigilantly. So you're growing, bitches. You're growing. You know how moisturized I am? Bitch, don't tell me nothing about moisturizer if you can't do this. I didn't even have to lick it. What now? That's how moisturized I am. Okay? Can you do that with your moisturizer? Can you do that with your moisturizer? I'm just saying. I took off too much. Let me just saying. Just, you know, spread it apart. Spread it around. We got to be moisturized. People be acting the way they do and so miserable in their life because they dry as fuck. Just get a little moisturizer, add a little bit of baby oil to it. Girl, you will glow. I don't use baby oil anymore because my skin doesn't like it, but I'm just saying. That's a trick. If you get like a dollop of baby oil gel, mix it with your favorite moisturizer, I swear, baby boo. I don't do it anymore, but I can't catch the light. Y'all, I gotta finish this reading because my ADHD kicked in already. You're not gonna get much more out of me. You dry as fuck, baby. Boo. Boo. Don't dry yourself off when you get out of the shower. Do not use soaps except for the armpits and stuff. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. Do not soap your entire body unless it needs to be soaped. Only soap the areas that need to be soaped and use a true soap because it doesn't overly strip your skin. But here's the thing. Do not dry yourself when you get out of the shower. Just like that really quick. And then get your favorite heavy-duty moisturizer. Literally put a dollop of baby oil gel. Mix that up. Lather it on. It will lock the moisture into your skin. The dryness comes from a dry environment. So if you're using like hyaluronic acid and you're in an environment that's dry, like the atmosphere of that area is dry, it's going to pull the moisture out of your skin because the hyaluronic acid does not care where it gets the moisture from. It typically is supposed to get it from the environment and waterlog your skin. But if your environment is dry, I mean, you know, just saying. Card number 33, Heaven Sent. This information is heaven sent. I'm telling you guys, it's not just my EDS. My skin is soft as fuck. My skin is soft as fuck. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, I'm kind of dry right now. But like this right here feels like a baby. Feels like a baby, you know? Sometimes when I get really mad at the world, I'm just like, but we're soft. We're not dry or hard. We're soft. We're soft. We're soft. You just go like that, and then I'm not mad anymore. I don't know if you guys ever see me. Oh, you can because it's like up to here. Coconut oil can sometimes dry out your skin more. That's what it did to my skin. Coconut oil is not my friend, that bastard. Yeah. It's not my friend. It's not. My skin doesn't like it. I break out in hives and all sort of stuff if I use it for too long. Card number 10, releasing allegiances. Releasing allegiances. You have to make sure you let go of the people and the situations that don't serve you. Some people will tell you, oh my God, that is so selfish. That is so self-centered. You're just using people. No, bitch, I'm just not letting you use me anymore. Did I say that? That was too truthful. Yeah. Now, the people who benefit from you having no boundaries, from not enforcing your boundaries, they're the ones who are going to be really pissed off. They're the ones who are going to be like, oh my God, why are you being like this? Oh my God. You can, oh my God, the F out of there. They can just, oh my God, the F out of your presence. Okay? What? What did I say on purpose to hurt your feelings? What was it? Yeah, there's a lot of people who gaslight. And you know, to them it's not gaslighting because, you know, it's their gas, so it's not gaslighting. Oh! I feel like Michael gaslights me on a daily basis. I feel like you're toxic, Michael. He laughed. Michael laughed. What is so funny about that? I feel like you're toxic. You're bossy sometimes. He says, name the toxic things about me. You're bossy sometimes. I think it's toxic that you don't want me to say that you're beautiful. I think it's like really toxic that you're prettier than me. I feel like it's really, really toxic that your skin glows without moisturizer. And that's just like battle sweat. I think it's toxic that you wear a skirt and look that good in it. I think what the most toxic thing is the bell sleeves with the ruffles. That's some bullshit. Whoever dressed you like that, send them to my office. We need to have words. Who the F thought it would be cute to dress you like that and then put that little helmet on you? Like, oh my God, that helmet makes your head look like a pea brain. Yeah, no, girl, the coconut, it does not meld well with me at all, at all, at all. And Michael stopped laughing. Michael stopped laughing when I began to talk about his outfits. Michael literally tricked me into getting my sword. I love my sword though, so it's all good. He also tricked me into getting Moldavite earrings and a Moldavite ring. And here's the thing. He had my husband take me to this crystal shop and they had loose Moldavite and there was this like emerald cushion cut. It was huge. It was like the size of my thumb, the Moldavite. It's like an emerald type cut, this big. And I was like, oh my God, I need to mount that on a ring and wear it. Because I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch, you know? And I even told the worker, the owner, like, girlfriend, girlfriend, can I see this one? Do you mind? Can I see this? Can you take it out of the case? And she takes it out and she goes, you want that one? And I said, yes. Can we like mount that on a ring? I literally am the stuck. Can we like mount that on a ring? We totally could. We could do that. And then she goes, oh, but you know, there was a mother-daughter that was looking at other rings. We have one more Moldavite ring that's already mounted. And so I got that one instead. It's a lot smaller because I was like, I don't really like big rings. I don't really like rings, period. And Michael was like, sure, yeah, you should get that. And then my husband was like, yeah, okay, I'll get that for you. Within 3 days of wearing that Moldavite ring, I didn't even have my Moldavite matching paired earrings, custom mounted earrings in yet. Within 3 days, shit. I totally learned the hard way. I'm not a bad bitch at all. I'm so not a bad bitch. Like at all. Um, um, that was over the summer. I'm still on medication. Yeah, I'm still on medication from that. And I never wore the ring again. But I can't sell it or get rid of it because it was a gift from my husband. So it kind of just stays in its own little container because I'm not a bad bitch. When I was like picking out rings, I was like, that's right. Only because like bad bitches can handle Moldavite. Like Moldavite ain't no shit. You know what I'm saying? Bad bitches can handle it. I can handle it. I'm not a bad bitch at all. Not even close. Not even close. Full mental breakdown. It's funny. Till it wasn't. And then I was crying. And then it was panic attacks. And then I came to the realization I am not a bad bitch. I'm not a bad bitch. So there are still some days where the ring calls to me and I'm like, no, motherfucker, stay in your box. Like, yeah, no, and I'm totally like, no, this is just a fucking rock. What's the big deal? There's a lot. That's a big deal. There was a lot. That's a big deal about Moldavite. It's just so aggressive. The energy is so aggressive. Card number 13, power of attraction, allowing yourself to attract to you the things that you need. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll go back and I'll get that big ass and have it as a necklace. It would be like this big. Like this. Like that would really fuck me up. I'm good. Card number 4, against the grain. You're being polished. You're going through a lot of things that is polishing you and helping you to better understand yourself and your life and your journey. Shock of the new. Things are about to change greatly. Ooh, you're about to have a sunflower walk into your life. For those that don't understand the significance of a sunflower, sunflowers, they move during the day to face the sun. As the sun moves across the sky, the sunflowers move across the sky too, right? And so on days, it's said that on days where, say, it's cloudy or there's no sun, whatever it is, the sunflowers will turn and face each other. They become each other's sunshine. Your sunflower is approaching. And I guess you guys like the same type of music. You have the same song in your heart. And it creates a beautiful opportunity to dance through life. Card number 34, in the world, not of the world. Pretty self-explanatory. Let all the fish swim by. You do your own thing. Don't allow anyone or anything to guilt you into any places of obligation. That obligatory sense of existence needs to stop. That's the very thing that makes you feel lost. I need to start cooking some Xmas stuff. I do. Something's happening. I probably will be doing readings later today. Something's happening. Michaela, what's happening? Why don't we just go through these cards really fast? There's something shifting, and it's giving me anxiety. So what is already with you? This is the courage to tap into something, to connect with something, connect with someone after the storm. So I'm assuming there was a lot of arguing going on, a lot of like back and forth, thunder, rain clouds, all of that. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Someone's building up the courage. After the storm, they've grabbed their things. They're building up the courage. They're building up the courage. They're inspired. They're inspired by you. Ooh, you a queen bee. You a queen bee to them. Oh, the word wants to be written. So they're trying to build up the courage to reach out. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I got to share this with you guys. I messaged one of my twins months ago, and I messaged him, I'm sorry, I'm such a dick and I never answer your messages. And then he never answered. And it totally was like, I think he's dead. I was like, I think he died. I think he died. And then he actually messaged me this morning. Let me see. Yeah, he messaged me this morning. Crazy. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's who was going to reach out. I responded back. I didn't tell him, though, that I thought he died. I don't know that he would like that. I should tell him because he knows I'm just blunt like that. I'd be like, bruh, I thought you died. She's going to be like, I did. I literally thought he died. I literally thought that he died. Oh, I can't use this deck. I don't know where. Okay, we're just going to set this down. Let's go ahead and use this. I thought he died. He's fine. He's fine, though. Michael says to look. I thought it was a Ten of Swords moment. I thought it was a Ten of Swords moment. What? You know I'm totally macabre. All right. I need to eat. Oh, you had a breakthrough conversation with your son yesterday? Okay. What are you guys setting me up for? What are y'all setting me up for? I don't know what this reading's gonna be. I've waited 100 years. I'll wait 1,000,000 more for you. Okay, so there's someone. Hold on. I'm going to read this like a story, okay? I'm going to read this like a story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Put that there. Put that there. How you do that there? Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, shit. Okay. There's a person, it's a man who is older than 25 with blue eyes, brown hair, gentle, emotional, and shy. They've ended their relationship. And they're kind of hobbled by this. They're coming in from the cold. Maybe this was like an emotional winter with you, and they're coming in from the cold now, but there's delays because it centers around money. They're needing to make sure that they have the money that they need to sustain themselves. Okay, maybe this is an investment or something like that. That's okay because that money is going to be coming in now. So we have 9 of Cups in reverse, mistakes, material loss, imperfections, misplaced trust, false freedom, opposition, and differences. So this is telling me that they came to a realization, they made a mistake, they put their trust in someone they should not have trusted. It's almost this sense of like, please understand, I'm not perfect. I was trying. Who's talking, Michael or Marlene? I'm just going to quote this. Please understand, I'm not perfect. There was an attempt to respect your decisions. There was an attempt to respect your decisions. And we weren't seeing eye to eye. And I thought that if I moved forward with this safe person, that it would give the outcome that was best for everyone. But it turns out they had false freedom, meaning this person is a control freak. Yeah. So they're trying to build up the courage to do something. They're getting their life in order. Strength card in reverse, pettiness, impotence, sickness, lack of faith, abuse of power. I'm assuming this is who they're dealing with. Whoever they're dealing with is very, very petty. And they're abusing their power. So then that ties into this delay around money. But that's fine because it's nothing but a delay. Money, improvements, more coming your way. So that's fine. They can play all the games that they want. All they're doing is really solidifying for whoever this over 25-year-old with, hold on, this man over 25 years old with blue eyes, brown hair, who is gentle, emotional, and shy. They're just making it very, very clear to this person that they're a bitch. I don't like people like that. I just don't. I don't like people who try and control other people. That's just some bullshit. So King of Cups, responsibility and creativity, learned person, religious person, scientist, a considerate person, kind and reliable. Okay. So yeah. Then we have King of Swords. Oh. Are you in a relationship? Oh, shit. There's some shit about to pop off. So there's this blue-eyed, brown-haired, gentle, emotional, shy guy. And then there is this man over 25 with brown eyes, brown hair, cold, abrasive, demands respect. I think someone's in a relationship and this guy wants a person in the relationship. This guy's in the relationship with a person. This guy's like, fuck that. That looks like a fight about to happen. Okay. We got the Justice card in reverse. Bias, false accusations, bigotry, severity, and judgment. Intolerance, unfairness, and abuse. I'm assuming the King of Swords is going to be intolerant of the King of Cups. Okay, let's see what the King of Swords is going to do. Okay. An active and determined person, experienced, controlled, commanding, a professional man, highly analytic, justness, force, and superiority. Woo! I'm just saying. I'm just saying. See, so he's not going to let that go. The King of Swords is like, no, motherfucker. And so then the King of Cups goes into a hermit mode, loneliness, unattached, soul searching, time needed, or time alone. That's sad. That's sad. It's not too sad, but it's sad. Oh God. And then the Tower moment comes. Catastrophe, accident, things happening very quickly at a lightning pace. Oh my God, this motherfucker set fire to the tower. Holy shit. The intrigue, what's going to happen next? Hold up. Now I'm invested. Now I'm invested. It's a battle between the King of Swords and the King of Cups. There's some crazy shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is the kind of shit that I live for in the cards. I'm just saying. Let's see. All right. All right. Oh shit. Okay, so King of Cups is gonna travel anyways. He's a ballsy mofo. Oh shit. Travel over land. And then ooh, the Devil card, jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. So the King of Cups had been held back by someone who is jealous and is controlling, and they were able to break that bond with them. So that's why they're traveling over land at this point. They're moving forward. They is not tripping. And then 9 of Wands, undecided, need to take a step out of the situation. Then you will see more clearly. I mean, there you go. Just like created all kind of different situations only for them to be like, I don't know what I should do. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what this is. But I feel like if you're going to be creating situations, creating complications within people's situations, you need to make sure you're coming in hot, both guns blazing. Okay? Wait, what happened? Oh, yo. I thought very pissed about piece of shit. Woo! Woo! Hold on, let's pull a couple more cards because I'm not done. I'm committed to seeing how this story plays out. Ooh, shots fired. Hold on. Shots were fired. Oh, shit. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything because it's a sense of, yeah, no, they're coming in hot, both guns blazing, speedy news or situation coming, arrows of love. We got the 8 of Wands, right? Let's see what that talks about. So 8 of Wands. Swift action, sudden progress or movement, speed, hastily made decisions, too rapid advance. You got to slow it on down. You got to slow it on down. You're going to scare people. Don't just move forward too quickly. Page of Cups in reverse. Deviation, susceptibility, temporary distraction, seduction, a flatterer. So I'm assuming that because now they're skittish because it wasn't as easy as they thought it was going to be, they're going to maybe distract themselves with a little something, something. With a little something, something. I'm just saying. But, I mean, a distraction is a distraction is a distraction. Let's see. The Sun in reverse, unhappiness. See what I'm saying? Unhappiness, loneliness, possibly a broken engagement or marriage, canceled plans, triumph delayed. So there, yeah, I mean, it's still the same damn thing, same situation. Órale pues. Órale pues. Okay, hold on. Six of Wands in reverse, indefinite delay, fear, apprehension, disloyalty. This is just a bullshit reading now. It's the same cycles over and over and over. Cycles, cycles, cycles. Michael says pull 3 more. We're going to pull 3 more. So 1 fell into my lap. I love some pizza. 2. Ouch. Oh, Lord. 3. All right. So work frustrations, hard work needing to be done, either at work or a situation in life. So they're going to work on themselves. They're going to work on themselves, hopefully. And then that's going to increase their energy. Their divine wish will be granted once they start working on themselves. Ace of Pentacles. But they have to work on themselves because who they are right now as they are, it's very fractured. And whoever it is that they're interested in does not want fractured stuff. Okay? They're not broken. They're just needing to do some personal work. 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, a party or a celebration. See what I'm saying? So then everything turns out perfectly fine. Oh my gosh. 2, 4, 6. 6 major arcana cards came out. 6. Major life changes. Someone's going through some major life changes. So I feel like that's a good thing. They definitely need to go through all these changes because the feel that I get is they were just so unhappy with their life. And if you're that unhappy with your life, things need to be changed. Things need to be changed, right? Oops. Oh, shit. Okay. So I cut the deck. I had shuffled it. I cut the deck. Queen of Cups. Soft, gentle, and motherly. I'm assuming this is your energy, right? And whoever they broke up with is spying or deception reflecting back over your shoulder. Oh, jealous. I don't blame you. I'm fabulous. I just like to talk shit. Don't worry. You can be fabulous too. But as long as you're behaving like that, like a grotchky little biatch, you can't be fabulous. As long as you continue being jealous about another woman, trying to be like another woman, no, you're not fabulous. That's bullshit behavior. You want to be fabulous? Stop sweating other women. Okay? Well, you can say that at me because you're not the one that got left and cheated on. This is my logic. Let me tell you my logic. If the person that I'm with has interest in other people, that means there was something broken already. The relationship was already broken. They just didn't have the courage to tell me. Okay? The problem is not another woman. The problem is me holding on to someone who doesn't want to be with me. You want to leave? Pack your shit and go. Pack your shit and go. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to try and convince you to stay. Not because I have too much pride, but because I finally am at a place within myself where I'm pretty good company for me. I don't need to compare with anyone else. I don't need to convince anyone else of my value. Just go. Just go. It's not a big deal. That's what makes me fabulous because I can just live. I can just live and be happy. No one else completes me. I complete myself. And anyone who I allow to be a part of my journey is just an added bonus. There's no other half of me. I'm a whole person. You see that? I gotta eat. I gotta eat before I eat someone's face off. Yeah, you guys. Someone's a creeper. I don't know who. I don't think it's a masculine. From what that card was showing, it's a female. So I'm wondering if you're dealing with someone in a third party circumstance, they broke up or in the process of breaking up. And so now the female is creeping around you to see if they're running back to you. I would just be like, fuck both of you. I'm good off both of you. I'm living my best life on my own. That's how I would be. Totally. Totally schmotally. You guys got to decide what kind of stuff you want to participate in. You know, you got to just decide what you want to participate in, because when you answer every call, you've given your power away. You've given your power away. I'm over here like, hell, I barely respond to text messages. I for sure ain't fucking picking up a phone call. Tripping. All right, guys. Thank you so much for letting me be myself. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Use some lotion. Drink some tea. You're going to be perfectly fine. Let life unfold for you. Let the people who no longer have a space at your table just drift away with no effort. If they want to run away, by all means, give them a flying kiss goodbye. If people want to come forward and they are healthy for you, let it unfold, let it blossom, and just see how, see where life takes you. There's so many beautiful things to experience. The last thing you need is to focus on like the bullshit trivial stuff of like, oh my God, my this and that. Like, no. You deserve a life that is worthy of you. A life that will help to maintain, if not already established, to first establish and then maintain a sense of internal personal peace. Okay. And some coconut, it's good. So heat up that coconut, pour it on you. Just pour that coconut on you. Pour the coconut oil on you and just let it help you. Okay. Just let it help you. All right, guys, I got to get going. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of your day. I might go live later on today to, I don't know. I felt like I needed to do readings, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And if this time of year gets to you, if you don't have anyone, you don't have family, it's just a regular time of the year. Okay. As we're approaching the end of December, don't see it as anything else outside of just another day. All right. There is more to family than the people who share your genetics. There's more to you than what you're letting yourself see. Don't allow any of this to get you too down. No, there are people who notice your existence and you matter to them. Okay? Don't allow yourself to feel too lonely or too bad. This is not the time of year where you see how little you matter. No, that's bullshit. Jesus wasn't even born in December. Jesus was not born in December. If you look up historical records, the census that caused Mary and Joseph to traverse the land back home to Bethlehem did not occur in December. So allow yourself to understand the total bullshit of this time of year. You matter through the entire year. This period is no different. This period is no different. This is just a marketing scam based piggybacking on a pagan holiday. Nothing wrong with pagans. Nothing wrong with pagans. Okay? But there is something very, very wrong with all the lies we keep being told and blindly believing. You deserve to live in truth. You deserve to live in peace. Go get it. Get your truth and get your peace and live happily ever after. I gotta go, guys. Bye, everyone.